Hello and welcome back to II.
I want to show you a few 3D games, more old school 3D games. A few 3D games, polygons, non-polygons, sprites, non-sprites. I could show a lot of 3D games, and most of them are flight simulators, but these are just a small collection of games I mastered to the fullest, and they're also actually quite fun to play. Okay, let's start with Battle Command. I'll first let you hear how I used to play this game without nice sound. I just had a PC speaker, and then it sounds like this. MCGA, it has this option. We'll come back to this later. It has MCGA, so we'll do MCGA. I want to use mouse. It may sound weird to use mouse with a tank game, but you'll need it. So I always use the mouse, Microsoft mouse. We'll use PC speaker for just this one. And we go with English. Say load. I've made a save. Say load. We can then do a hideout. This is one funny mission. Briefing. There's a hideout and it's inside of this complex. You can't reach it, so you need some kind of mortar to get to it. Then we select the weapons. We got this one, we need this is the mortar. And we need something to defend our ass. Oh yeah, this is a decoy. It doesn't always work.
There's no music in this game, and now you don't hear the chopper or anything. When you click the right mouse button, it will appear on screen. You can look around your own tank. I mostly set it to the front so I can look backwards. With the cannon you can shoot down the watchtower very easily. Black tanks can be shot with the cannon with just one shot. Other tanks or green tanks or faster vehicles need to be shot with rockets. And with just a few shots you can bring down a whole silo. The sound of it exploding is pretty good for the PC speaker. Better than Adlib, but we'll hear that later. That's the sound of some kind of rocket launcher. They are pretty dangerous, and you'll find out soon. And game over.
Now we'll play the game with better sound, but I must admit the PC speaker sound isn't that bad actually. It's quite good. You get a feel of the action. Okay.
This time we have sound for the helicopter and many more. Also, the tank now has sound. I don't know if you can turn it off, because that's not a problem you have with the PC speaker. There are other keys to move the motor, range and height. I think it's a plus and minus. It can be done without mouse, but yeah, you gotta remember all the keys in your head or map them out on a piece of paper. You can view all the explosions from outside of your tank. That's quite cool. I'm destroying this fast Jeep. And again, we're going towards the industry spot, and we shoot a mortar shell. And it's quite destructive, just missed it. Being shot at if you look at the radar. I should have taken a mouse mat, because it makes pretty much noise if you listen closely. Me scrolling around with the mouse. This is actually an old mouse, so it has a ball in it, no optical sensor. The sound level changes when you move up close or pull away the camera from the tank. Now we're around the domain. It has a different color of rock. That's also why I know I'm at the right spot. But you can also see it on the map. Well, first get rid of this tank, and then get close and try again. Change the range, maybe the elevation of the mortar, and shoot again. Yes, the dots disappear. And now look over the mountains and you see, whoa, 2 explosions. But this is not the target, so we need to move to the other side. I missed my first shot, then I got attacked by some tanks again, so first eliminate those and try again. We fire, and then it drops, and bang. The radar's destroyed. Ooh, we are being attacked. Check the map where we need to go, since we've completed our mission. The pick-up point is the point where you need to go with the X and the arrow up key. Ooh, I'm almost destroyed. The head of my tank is red, so I really need to get rid of this tank behind me. Can't afford to get hit again. And it's eliminated, but there are 2 others, so... Give the signal that you want to get picked up by the helicopter, and there it comes. You can't approach it from the front, then the tank will get stuck because it will automatically drive to the back. So we always try and make a movement around the back. Next game is F19. Again, we can choose MCGA option and we'll do that. I'll get back to that later again in the next video. Create a new pilot, II, and we're going to do a strike mission. Persian Gulfs are average missions. They are hard for beginners, but if you're an experienced player, Persian Gulf should always be accomplished without any major problems. I haven't played this game in a few years. I'm searching for most of the keys right now. Still have ILS on. I can't find the button to turn it off. And also the sound. That'll be found in a later video.
Looking for the sound. Oh, hideous sounds. You can set the levels of sound. So Shift S, Alt S. Nope. You could change the map. I know that. Yes, zooming. Just for a wider view. Oh yeah. Enemies.
Before shooting a target, you always have to open the bay doors. And then directly close them again, because when you've opened your bay doors, it's easier for enemy radars to pick up your signal.
Hit. I have to find these controls, man. This is... Can't even find my target. There's target. But I want to get a raster here.
Cluster bombs are very nice to use for these kinds of targets.
Bingo! Here's Tiger.
Phantoms are more dangerous than Tigers, but both of them aren't very threatening for you. Only when you play this on the most highest level on the Persian Gulf, they get pretty hard. Don't let them tail you for too long, because they will shoot you. I found the key for the raster.
See if I can do this.
The radar isn't an actual missions objective, but I just wanted to see if I could still do it with just my gun.
Yeah. Still got it.
Now for the secondary target.
One kilometer. Height. Open bay doors, don't forget. I think I missed. No! Ah, nice. Okay, back home.
The polygon effects to create smoke is pretty cool.
Whoa!
I really like how they did that in this game. I've shut down all 3 sorts of planes you get in the Persian Gulf. Tigers, Phantoms, and F-14 Tomcats.
Oh, that's a mistake. Still love this game. And then we do Alt Q, then it won't store the data, so nothing is lost, nothing is created.
I found the keys to set the sound details. You no longer hear the engine sounds. Let's try a new attempt, and this time I want to show you how to land. It's not difficult in F19, but I'll just want to show you how it goes. In later levels you need to check your fuel levels, so each waypoint tells you how long it is to get there, how many minutes. It's a nice overview of all your waypoints. I'll start with Mavericks. You shoot them from a distance of 30 kilometers and they almost always hit. If they don't, you always have your chain gun, unless it's a bridge or some other very large object you can't shoot with a chain gun. Missions in Libya are too easy and you can't get a high score even on the highest difficulty. But for beginners it's a good way to go. You might think, hey, don't you need to use a rocket or some shit for the missile boat? No, a missile boat, how weird it can be shot with just your chain gun. That's practice. You don't do that in one go. So here it only tells you the waypoints, what time it is you get there, and what's the distance. But there's another screen that tells you how much fuel you'll need or end up with when you reach a certain waypoint. That has the red background. That's not this one. You can use the ILS system to land your plane. It's the, what is it called again? Instrument Landing System. Now the landing. You need to pull back the throttle to about halfway or maybe a little bit more. You can pull out your gear during flight anytime, nothing will happen. And landing is pretty easy, just make sure you lower your speed, not too low, because then you will fall like a brick. And here is the whole flight and all the events that happened. And I got a ribbon, hell yeah, for my training mission. Total missions is still at 0 because this was a training mission. It doesn't count for a real mission. Okay, I'm cheating a little. Wolfenstein 3D actually isn't a 3D game. It fools you into being 3D, but we'll count it as 3D because it really looks 3D in your brain. This is with all the sounds turned on. Sound blaster. Found a secret. Yeah, let's get the big gun. I like the sounds these treasures make. They sound the same on PC speaker, but yeah, a little different. Okay, we'll keep this one short. This game says it's 4D, but it's actually 3D over a 2D background, and they try to give you a 3D sensation. These are real polygon figures actually, but as in the old days, they just have colors and no textures. So here's the ring, that's in 3D, but as soon as you start boxing, the whole background and even the ring turns into 2D, just in a picture. This game also runs with MCGA graphics, but you don't get to choose that option. It just loads any option that it thinks is the best, and I think it loads it in MCGA. So again, an MCGA game that runs on my 386. Okay, I'm gonna skip a few rounds. It runs maybe a little bit slower than it's supposed to on this 386, but it's still fun and good to play. It's not handling bad. It's actually good. It's a little bit slower. So the third round, here we go. Just landing the same punches over and over. You gotta back up. If you don't back up, you get a penalty. Now one of my favorite games. It took me a long time to get used to the controls and figure everything out and learn how to land, because that's pretty hard. So I'll first show you how not to land. And we'll start with training mission. We have to destroy an escort somewhere in the sector. Oh, we're going all the way up. So I think it's sector E8. And there you see the driving vehicles. They just drive to the bridge and back. Here's another attempt. Get one, two. So one more to go. You can see it on the radar as the blue dot on the left. Well done, Commander. Oh, you can skip landing with Ctrl Z, but that will decrease your skills and it will decrease your score, of course. So what do I do wrong here? I still fly too fast. So when you fly too fast and you bring out your landing gear, it will break. So if your landing gear light turns red, that means you can't land. The only way to safely get to the end is eject. But that's a pretty expensive price you have to pay. I like a game that gives a challenge. So we'll try again. I survived the crash, fortunately, and now we get to do the next mission, and that's just a train somewhere. Mission log, you'll know you have to fly over to A8. Here we shoot at the train. Turn around again. Well done, Commander. And again, Ctrl Z is skip landing. Well, we don't want to do that because in later missions I think you can't skip landing because they're no longer training missions. This is still a training. So you really need to learn how to land. So before pulling out your landing gear, make sure your speed is below 300. Now gear is brown, so that's cool. And directly press the brake button to stop and check your altitude. Don't go too slow or else you won't make it till the landing strip. As you may have noticed, I've mentioned MCGA a few times. These games all work with MCGA. There's one game that I couldn't get working with MCGA somehow. And as I was young, I was always playing this game on EGA mode because it also didn't play VGA. I never figured out how this was or why it was because all these games I just showed you, except for Retaliator and Wolfenstein, they all run with MCGA. So what's going on? I'll show you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.